What's good, 49er faithful? Sound the alarm because we got that breaking news. That's right, breaking news. The San Francisco 49ers continue to find ways to make moves in the offseason. I mean, they are just slaying it. The way I'm looking at it, I mean, look, free agency was free agency. They addressed the draft, and they got contracts signed way before training camp started. And right now, they just made a trade. That's right, we got a trade alert for the San Francisco 49ers. ESPN sources, per Adam Schefter, ESPN sources, 49ers and Eagles are finalizing a trade that will send edge rusher Bryce Huff to the 49ers for a mid-round pick. Just finding out that mid-round pick is going to be a day 3 pick. This is crazy. So the San Francisco 49ers are going to get themselves an edge rusher. That's right, pass rushing specialist. It's kind of like what I like to say about edge rushing. We already know we got the edge setter in the draft of Mykel Williams. Now the San Francisco 49ers got themselves an edge rusher, pass rushing specialist. Now you got to go back to his 2023 season where he had his best season. We're talking 10 career sacks in 2023. That's when he did the most damage. He did play for the Philadelphia Eagles in 2024. Wasn't as great, you know what I'm saying? Didn't have a great run with the Eagles. He played in 12 games, but this guy goes back to Robert Saleh. If you want to know what the connection is, it's definitely Robert Saleh. So the 49ers will be welcoming in another New York football Jet. That's the way I'm looking at it. Like, we are the Bay Jets, the San Francisco Jet. Like, how you want to look at it? I don't know what you want to call us, but we are definitely bringing in some familiarity. And here's what's key to this, right? I was just on the 49ers Carrots podcast with Steph Sanchez. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow her podcast. I was just on that show, you know what I mean? And I was just saying, like, the familiarity is key. Shout out to all the Breezy Bunch crew members out there, too, on this breaking news episode. Appreciate the hashtags and all that good stuff, man. I see people saying, well, take it. I love it. I see some questions out there. Get your questions ready. I'm going to do a little show. We'll do a little show today, all right? Now, I'm excited because the Niners are bringing in guys that they're familiar with, right? We already saw that they released punter Mitch Wishnowsky a little bit earlier on this week, and then they signed the former Jets kicker Thomas Morstead, right? He's familiar with Brant Boyer's special team system, and Robert Saleh, right? He was a New York football Jet. All right, so they're getting some of these players that will help make, I think, the transition a lot smooth, all right? So the 49ers, Bryce Huff, Thomas Morstead, and Chaz Surratt, the linebacker that they just had after they waived linebacker Deshaun White. So now they got 3 New York football Jets, 3 guys that can be key cogs to Robert Saleh and Brant Boyer right here, which will make the transition, I think, a lot smoother. Now, we don't know the full details of this particular trade, all right? We don't know the full details of this particular trade, but the 49ers getting another edge rusher in the building, I'm all for that. We did know that Yetur Gross-Matos did have a personal day in OTAs, and, you know, he's welcoming in the new birth of his child, so that's great. And I like the rotation. So we're going to have some rotation and some depth at this edge rushing position. And again, you could look at it as if he's going to be part of the NASCAR package or what. Now, Niner Goat 16 says, do you think Bryce Huff struggled with Philly because of the scheme? I do. That was funny that somebody, I had mentioned that on the 49ers Carrots podcast show. I was like, maybe he just didn't fit the scheme there because he was coming off of a career year and with the double-digit sacks as a free agent, and boom, he got paid. Now, he reworked his contract. I think that's what's so special to, you know, fit with the San Francisco 49ers. I believe the 49ers are like $52 million underneath the cap, too. I think that's the number. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. You know what I mean? Jack says, let's go, baby. Let's go, Jax. We got another. Remember, for 25 months, we got help for Bosa and Williams. I don't even think he's help. I think he's more just complimentary. Like, you have, when you look at football, you have downs, First down, second down, predominantly teams are going to do what? They're going to run. So you're going to put your run stopping defense. You want to make sure that you keep the runs to a minimum, hopefully no gain. And if 1 or 2 yards, 3 yards gain, cool, whatever. And then it's third and long. And Jax, that's where I feel like Bryce Huff will make his scheme fit, and he fits the scheme, right? He fits the 4-3 defense. He's played in it. I mean, if you're talking about a year where he had 10 sacks, sign me up. You know what I'm saying? 10 sacks, sign me up. And I'm trying to think of who was on the opposite side of Bryce Huff in New York when he got the 10 sacks. That's something I got to look up. All right, that's something I got to look up. You know what I mean? Kylie says he was going to text me. JP Hellahar, what's going on? Another member out there, man, showing you some love. 18 months in the building. Antonio says, that means there's a chance they could have – they're here. Bro, I didn't even know you made this comment. I was literally just talking about this. That means there's a chance that they can have William can be a 2 down, and then boom, you bring in this guy to rush the passer. We used to call this NASCAR package. I don't know if you guys are familiar with D Ford. You guys remember D Ford here? Healthy D Ford. Oh man, he just made the defense so much easier. Like Jack said, this can help Nick Bosa for sure, because now no more these crazy freaking doubles and triple teams and chips out there as well. So, hey, look, the more the merrier. I'd say the more the merrier. The more the merrier. So I'm kind of thinking now. I think he said that this was going to be a day 3 pick. You know what I mean? Day 3. And I knew Oscar was going to have the information for me, so I'm glad I didn't have to look it up. All right, 2023, played 480 snaps for the Jets, representing 44% of the team's total defensive snaps. Shout out to Oscar, too, man. These snaps contributed to his 10 sacks. And not only did he have 10 sacks, he also had 10 tackles for a loss. He also had 21 quarterback hits that year as well. He had a career year, right? Career year, contract year. Dude definitely played. Now, in addition, Huff's performance on these snaps also included 68 quarterback pressures, resulting in a pressure every 6.8 snaps, which was the 3rd best amongst NFL defensive linemen. Hey, look, this guy is going to add, to me, more fear on the defensive front. Because the one thing we know he can do when he's given a job and given the assignment, he can pressure the quarterback. I think that's uncanny, right? That's what we know he can do that. And you watch them progress from a rookie in 2 sacks, rookie year, 2 sacks, 2021, he had 3.5 sacks in 2022, and then blossomed in 2023, which was that contract season. And again, if he's already reworking that 3-year deal he signed with Philly, we don't know the stint of that contract, but if he's already reworking that, it's going to be super excited to see kind of how it's been reworked far as the monetary value. But I think this kid is going to be dominantly out there on the football field when need be. They get speed, man. It's like Leonard Floyd, not as tall as Leonard Floyd. He's 6'3", 255, more built. He's D Ford. This is the D Ford guy. This is what I'm talking about. I don't know what his 40 speed was coming out of college, and I don't really care because I know he has the speed to get to the goddamn quarterback. He did it 10 times in 2023. And yeah, we got to dig back into 2023. Mark, what's going on? He says, Breezy, I know we're all hyped about Huff because of what he did in 23, but what made him fall? I just think it probably had to do with rotation, not getting on the football field, not building consistency, learning a new system. I think when people go to different systems, we forget that sometimes it could be a challenge. When you go out there, you chase the money, you become a free agent, you sign here. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, but this was one of the free agents I wanted the Niners to sign. And they went a different route. You know what I mean? So I'm glad we didn't sign him because he probably would have been more terrible under Nick Sorensen. But I just don't think he fit the scheme in Philly. I don't think he fit the scheme in Philadelphia. He was definitely in Philly. He was definitely more of a rotational piece because he was kind of behind other dudes. And I don't think he didn't go to Georgia. He went to Memphis. You know what I'm saying? So if you didn't go to Georgia, you're not getting no burn in Philly. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Solomon Thomas and Quentin Jefferson. So Quentin Jefferson could have been there. But I like the interior of the 49ers defense. I think he's going to come into where, even though we're young on the interior, he's going to be able to come and be really successful because you have to account for him. Are you going to send the tight end at him? How are you going to block this guy on the edge? And if you are chipping him, well, good luck because now you got Nick Bosa on the other side. And this is one of those type of downs. You don't even have to take Nick Bosa off the football field on 3rd and long. You slide him to the inside. You put Mykel Williams out there on the outside. Like, you could do so many different things. Now you got 3 edge rushers playing on the defensive front with a edge rushing, not an edge rushing, with a defensive rushing interior guy. Oh man, that's probably what I want to see, like a Kevin Givens, because he's this quick guy. He's the quick guy on the inside. I think this makes unlimited possibilities for the 49ers defensive fronts and looks up front. You just added another cog to the wheel, and I think it's a good cog to the wheel too at that. You know what I'm saying? A decent mid-round pick for a 3rd string edge guy. They keep effing it up worse and worse. Okay, so mid-round pick, I thought the word that I got, I believe from Adam Schefter, says it's going to be a day 3 pick. So if you're mad at giving up a 4th round pick for a 3rd string guy, okay, that's cool. If that's pissing you off, say less. But I like it. You're giving up a 4th round pick for a guy that could potentially give you double-digit sacks, and like Jack said, make it easier for everybody out there on the defensive line. I mean, hey man, it's like a no-brainer. And it's not like you're bringing in a guy that you don't know what he can do. You know what he can do. Like, he's already proven it. Felicia, what's going on, sis? He ran a 4.95, so he's slow as molasses. But hey, I tell you what, man, this guy can get to the quarterback. He can get to the quarterback. 40 speed, he's slow. I don't know what his shuttle speed is, but he's pretty slow. All right, Riddy says Bryce Huff had the highest pressure rate in 2023. This is correct. We just went over this. You are 1,000% correct. I think the key to him is being used right. How do you feel Robert Saleh won't get the best usage out of a guy like Bryce Huff? Oh, and by the way, Bryce Huff just happens to be a Super Bowl champion. I just want to put that out there. So he's going to bring that pedigree to the 49ers defensive front. He's going to show some things. Hey, man, look, this is what they did to win this championship, man. They were relentless out here. They were doing this. They were doing that. We got to be better on the defensive side. We got to fly to the ball. We got to do this. We're talking about a guy that Robert Saleh groomed, by the way. We talk about a guy that Robert Saleh groomed, literally drafted and groomed. You know what I mean? Drafted and groomed, So if he's any good, he had one good season. Again, in 2023, he finished with 10 sacks, as well as 10 tackles for a loss, as well as 21 quarterback hits, 68 total pressures that year. So I would say in the right system, which is where he is now, he's back in the system that he knows. I don't know how many times to say that. He's back in the system that he knows. This is going to be something really cool. Faisal, what's going on? Jack says, Mark, you were talking to Mark. Mark, well, let's give him a chance. Look, some people might not give him a chance. That's cool. Oscar says 49. I thought it was 52 million. It's 49 million. Hey, I'm a few million off, 3 million. Man, don't slap me. It is what it is. I'm doing the show on the fly or whatnot, just breaking the news out there. You know what I'm saying? But look, guys, we're adding crazy depth to this team, to this roster with good pieces. And I think Bryce Huff is going to bring part of what this defense needs. He's going to be able to definitely get off. I don't think you have to worry about any of that. Christy Marie, what's going on out there? Crazy Juice, what's going on in the building as well? All right, here are the breakdowns. Oscar says Eagles will pay $9 million of the $17 million owed, so that means the Niners are on the books in 2025 for the other $8 million. So it's only literally costing the Niners $8 million this year. I love it. 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 Why help Philly? I mean, partly is probably because we didn't give up a higher draft pick, Joe. So maybe they wanted a higher draft pick, and the Niners like, nah, we'll give you a day 3 pick. And then they were like, well, then I need y'all to eat some of this money. Is that cool with you? That's cool with me. It's cool with me. We got the money. I mean, might as well spend it. I mean, it's not like we don't got the money. we got bread. You know what I mean? We got bread. Look, here's what I do know on this breaking news, and thank y'all so much for tuning in. The defense is going to be in full effect. I know we're dealing with some injuries. I know camp is, you got the Jair Brown procedure. You got the Ricky Pearsall injury. Don't let any of that stuff sidetrack you to what the 49ers are going to be able to do this upcoming season. I don't care what anybody says out there. CMC looks really good, and I can't wait to see what he looks like when he gets those pads on. All right? It's going to be on and popping. Listen, the Wayne Breezy Show will be back in full effect on Monday, and make sure if you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to it, and make sure your alerts are on and set to all, because I'm going to be uploading some shorter types of videos. You don't want to miss out on those. I love y'all, man. Keep it faithful to the mother-loving Bay, and let's go ahead and get this championship. It's our year, baby. We flying under the radar. We flying under the radar. All gas, no brakes. Niners all day. Peace out.
What's up, faithful? Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and make sure you check out some of the other cool videos.